I'm about to play a Savatage song called Handful of Rain. I'm not that familiar with Savatage. They were really popular in the 80s and a little bit in the 90s. There was one song I was really familiar with back in the 80s, and that was Hall of the Mountain King. Not this Hall of the Mountain King. This Hall of the Mountain King.
In the Hall of the Mountain King! Oh, yeah! In the Hall of the Mountain King! Oh, yeah!
That rocks. That's rock and roll right there. If you're not that familiar with this band, I'm not that familiar, but I know a little bit. And to put it in easy to understand way, Savatage became Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Now that's not the whole story, but that's a simplified version. Savatage became Trans-Siberian Orchestra. A lot more people are familiar with them. Now we've seen them one time. It was really awesome. I recommend everybody check them out at least once. The light show was really awesome. The musicianship is excellent. But if you do have little kids, I don't recommend it if they're little because it's very long, like a play. And they even have an intermission. And in the first half, it's more theatrics and there is some music. It's more mellow, but it's very theatrical. And then there is an actual intermission, and then they start playing more of their Christmassy, more popular songs. But it's really awesome to watch. When we went, the electric violinist was running through the crowd and playing at the same time. It was really nice. I accidentally came upon this song. I was looking for something else and this came up and I was like, this is very interesting. The lyrics in this song are really trippy. So I listened to it and I was like, wow, maybe I'll play this song. Why not? And I'll read some of the lyrics right now. They're very trippy. The night is growing dark from somewhere deep within. So it's not talking about the night growing dark. It's from somewhere deep within, like the dude. It shelters like an ark that always takes you in. And the mind goes numb until it's feeling no pain. And the soul cries out for a handful of rain. Wash your women in your whiskey when your future's in the past. And you're staring up at heaven from the bottom of a glass. Talking about drinking in a bar. And you need some insulation from the years you've had and lost. And you feel the perspiration as you're adding up the cost. These are some trippy lyrics right here. The years you've had and lost, those are gone. You've already had them. Your future is in the past. This is some interesting lyrics they got going on here. You feel the perspiration as you're adding up the cost. Like you're adding up the cost. You wasted your life. You're getting really late in life and you know it. And the night rolls on like a slow moving train. And the soul cries out. There's a land beyond the living. There's a land beyond the dead. If it's true that God's forgiving of the lives that we had led. God is forgiving of the life you've led. If you repent of it and turn toward Him, He is forgiving. And there is a land beyond the living. There is a land beyond the dead. So these are some trippy lyrics. This is not a Christian song, by the way. This is a secular song. But that's trippy. There's a land beyond the living. There's a land beyond the dead. If it's true that God's forgiving of the lives that we had led. That's really trippy right there. In the distance, there's a thunder, and the air is thick and warm, and the patrons watch with wonder the approaching of the storm. And the night rolls on, it repeats the chorus. There's an old man in the corner and he's smoking all the time. And the smoke is drifting upward and it's twisting in my mind. The whiskey's getting deeper and I use it like a moat. There's a blues man in the distance and he's lost inside his note. That's kind of trippy. That's more like a bar scene, but the whiskey's getting deeper and I use it like a moat. Now a moat can be a couple different things. It could be protection. Or it could be isolation. It could be both. It could be, protection and isolation. And this is talking about drinking, drinking that stuff away. like as if you're isolating yourself or you don't want to deal with something. But it's really trippy what this dude's trying to say, as if like, you know, this guy in this story had dreams that he didn't attain, or he wasted his life away, or he wasted it away drinking. We don't know. You know, I'm sure the singer of the song would know what they were writing. I don't. But when it says, in the distance there's a thunder and the air is thick and warm, and the patrons watch with wonder the approaching of the storm, I don't think that's actually talking about the atmosphere outside the bar. And this is my personal opinion. I think this is talking about the dude's life, because it's in the distance, like your death is approaching. It's almost as if your death is approaching. That's how I'm looking at that. I'm probably wrong, but I just thought it was a really trippy song. When I saw the lyrics, when I heard it for the first time, I was like, oh, I think I'll play this. So I hope I play it good enough for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you ever have a chance to see Trans-Siberian at Christmas time, go see them.
Night is growing dark. Somewhere deep within, it shelters like an arm that always takes you in, and the mind goes numb till it's feeling no pain, and the soul cries out for a handful of rain. Oh, wash your women in your whiskey when your future's in the past, and you're staring up at heaven from the bottom of a glass, and you need some insulation from the years you've had it lost, and you feel the perspiration as you're adding up the cost, and the night rolls on like a slow-moving train, yeah. And the soul cries out, cries out, cries out. There's a land beyond the living, there's a land beyond the dead. If it's true that God's forgiving of the lives that we have led, in the distance there's a thunder and the air is thick and warm, and the patrons watch with wonder the approaching of the storm, and the night rolls on like a slow-moving train, yeah. And the soul cries out for a handful of rain. All right. There's an old man in the corner and he's smoking all the time, and the smoke is drifting upward and it's twisted in my mind, my mind. Whiskey's getting deeper and I use it like a mold. There's a blues man in the distance and he's lost inside his note. His note. His note. from somewhere deep within. It shelters like an arm that always takes you in. And the night rolls on like a slow-moving train. And the soul cries out